So I'm going to start this video with a quote, one by Abraham Lincoln, saying that, "I really don't like that man. I must get to know him better." I think there'd be a lot less hate in the world if we better understood each other. And I'm doing this so that there could be possibly less hate towards people who voted for Proposition 8, to better explain the position and so that people can possibly stop hating as much. So the way it basically works is people who are against Prop 8 are saying people who voted for it that they hate homosexuals, that it's discriminatory, and all these different bad things. And I'm sure that some people who voted for Prop 8 did so for some of those reasons, and they are deserving of those names. But not everyone did for those reasons, and here's why. It really is based on the definition of marriage. And I think the whole idea gets clouded and a bit confused. So to better explain it, let me ask you a question. Would you say it should be allowed that two white people have an interracial marriage? And you would say, well, two white people can't have an interracial marriage because it's against the definition of what an interracial marriage means. Interracial marriage means between someone of one race and another, mixing. And then two white people can't possibly have an interracial marriage. It's against the definition. Now, if you can understand that, you might understand why people are getting so upset at the idea of a homosexual marriage, because they think, just in the same way that an interracial marriage has to have two different races, some people believe that a marriage has to have two different sexes. And to allow people of the same sex to have a marriage goes against the definition of marriage. And that is why they are against it. Now, it's not a complete analogy. No one really cares about the definition of an interracial marriage. Like, we could pass a law that says two white people could have an interracial marriage, and no one would really care. But for some people, the definition of marriage matters a lot to them. For some people, especially Mormons, it's the cornerstone of their religion and therefore the cornerstone of their way of life. For more broad Christianity, marriage is an illustration of our future relationship with Jesus and with God. And to go against the definition that has historically been between a man and a woman and what they believe, it really goes against their way of life. So I think best way to handle this situation, because no one agrees, my personal belief is that marriage shouldn't be part of the government. There should be a separation of church and state, and everyone should legally have a civil union with the same rights. And if you want to have what you call a marriage, let it be called a marriage, but keep it out of the legal system. But that's my view of it. But this video's intention was to potentially stop the hate against people who voted for Prop 8, and I hope it did it.